Drake's got a Chevy, Mercedes, and luxurious Bugattis. And that's not all. He's got powerful Bentleys and a few models you've probably never even heard of. Today, we take a deep dive into the biggest rapper of our time's car collection. Tighten your seatbelt, folks, and let's ride. Number 1. Bugatti Veyron, Sang Noir Edition. From the Acura to a Bugatti Veyron in 6 years, quite the power move if we've ever seen one. Degrassi may have opened the door, but it was Drake's transition from teen TV to charting-dominating rap god that really cranked the ignition. Fast forward past a few platinum records, countless awards, and one very emotional meme phase, and suddenly that Acura was a distant memory. Because when you've made it, really made it, you don't just buy any supercar. You buy a Bugatti Veyron, and not just any Veyron, the Sang Noir Edition. And of only 12 ever produced, Drake's Sang Noir is ultra rare, with darker aesthetics and elite status. Translating to black blood in French, the Sang Noir is a darker, moodier take on the already outrageous Veyron. Think blacked out carbon fiber panels, polished aluminum accents, and a bespoke interior that screams stealth wealth. It's part Batmobile, part art installation, and all flex. Drake spent around $2.2 million to take this beast home. Sounds pricey till you look under its hood. Powered by a quad turbocharged 8-liter W16 engine producing 1,001 horsepower and 922 pound-feet of torque, this bad boy goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds and a top speed of 253 miles per hour. It's the kind of car that bends reality a little when you floor it. There's fast, and then there's Bugatti fast, like Drake dropping back-to-back levels of domination. Inside, the Veyron Sang Noir is just as opulent. Orange leather wraps the seats and dash, contrasting with black stitching and high-gloss piano black trim. It's not just a cockpit, it's a throne room. A place for someone who didn't just climb the ladder, but replaced it entirely with an elevator made of platinum bars and OVO owl engravings. Owning a Bugatti is a statement. Owning a Sang Noir? Now that's legacy. From Malibu to Veyron, this is the most we've arrived of all we've arrived, but hold on, we haven't gotten to our destination yet. Number 2. Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren. That was just the beginning. If you thought that was peak, the sixth god was just warming up. His Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, which was a result of a collaboration between Mercedes-Benz and McLaren, is nothing short of greatness. Just like his music collaborations. Here, Drake's Midas touch shines once again. The union came about because Mercedes and McLaren were F1 partners, and the SLR, developed as a follow-up to McLaren's F1, was in production from 2003 to 2010. According to Jeremy Clarkson in a dim and distant episode of Top Gear, during production of the car, the Brits of McLaren said the SLR sounded like a Spitfire, while the Germans of Mercedes disagreed, saying it sounded like a Messerschmitt. Clarkson contradicted them both, claiming it sounded like the God of Thunder gargling with nails. And here's what that means. Packing under its impossibly long hood, a hand-built 5.4-liter supercharged V8 pushing out 617 horsepower and 575 pound-feet of torque, this machine goes from 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. Top speed? A crisp 205 miles per hour. All that with an iconic side exit exhaust that sounds like the God of Thunder that Clarkson was talking about. But that's not all to the McLaren. Its design is stunning, from the scissor doors giving movie star behavior to the long nose and short rear. The cabin? Brushed aluminum, leather, and that signature McLaren minimalism. The SLR McLaren is what happens when German engineering and British motorsport royalty share a vision, and Drake's garage just happens to be their showroom. Anywho, while we're still waiting for Drake's opinion on how the SLR sounds, we move on to the next ride. So don't get too comfortable, because while the SLR is classy and composed, this next ride in Drake's collection is a fire-breathing myth that makes even this Benz look modest. Buckle up. Number 3. Barbus 850. Enter the Barbus 850, or as we like to call it, a bulked-up Mercedes. No less a monster than the other cars in his garage, but this one? It is diabolical and dangerous. A heavily tuned version of the already formidable Mercedes-Benz S63 AMG released in North America in 2015. Now, let's take a look at the hunk of metal that powers this bad boy. With a twin turbocharged 6-liter V8 punching out, wait for it, 850 horsepower and 1,069 pound-feet of torque. That's right, you heard me. That's warp speed on 4 wheels. It goes from 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds and looks good doing it, wrapped in aggressive Barbus styling, blacked out everything, and custom rims that scream move. This monster is ferocious under throttle as it is in design. Inside, it's still champagne and suede, plush leather, custom Barbus stitching, and enough tech to run a small country. If there's anything Champagne Papi does better than rapping, it's probably flexing. Pretty evident in his choice of cars. Number 4. Ridiculous custom 900 horsepower Brabus Crawler. And just when you think Drake's collection couldn't get more intense, he had something that turns the volume all the way up. No pretense, no subtlety, no concern for road legality. A custom 900 horsepower Brabus Crawler. Only 15 of these exist in the world, and Drake has one with his name plastered all over. Unlike anything else in his garage, the Crawler wasn't made for the streets. It was made to conquer whatever the streets can't handle. Built from the ground up by Brabus, this isn't a modified G-Wagon or a tuned SUV. It's its own wild creation. Portal axles, exposed chassis, carbon fiber body panels, and enough torque to climb a mountain without breaking a sweat. This off-roader has 900 horsepower, 4.5-liter twin-turbo V8 engine that goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds. A top speed of 100 miles per hour, not because it can't go faster, but because it's designed for dominant rough terrain, not highways. This is not your typical car. There are no doors or windows. The inside is like if Mad Max had a millionaire budget. In it, you find race-ready Recaro seats with 4-point harnesses, red quilted leather upholstery, and Brabus carbon trim, no infotainment screen whatsoever, just a digital gauge cluster and a full comm setup with intercoms and headsets, and full roll cage and open cabin design. Because air conditioning is overrated when you're shredding dunes. And as you'd expect, it doesn't come cheap either. The Brabus reportedly costs $940,000, but that's nothing to Champagne Papi. We're in the big boy era now. We only do big things and drive big rings. And speaking of big rings, it doesn't get more heavyweight than this next entry. Number 5. Mercedes Maybach G650 Landlet. The Mercedes Maybach G650 Landlet, this is the hotline being right here. Produced in an ultra-limited run of just 99 units, it's the kind of ride reserved for royalty, oil tycoons, and maybe, just maybe, the Six God himself. And that's the thing. Drake's connection to the G650 Landlet is shrouded in just enough mystery to spark debate in forums and fan pages. Some say it's tucked away in one of his private garages, others swear they've seen glimpses of it in grainy Toronto paparazzi shots. But we want to believe he does own one of these. Anywho, this SUV fits Drake too well to ignore, because if anyone were to own a vehicle that combines the rugged power of a G-Wagon with the backseat luxury of a penthouse suite, it'd be him. Rear seats that recline like first-class Emirate pods, a glass partition that tints at the touch of a button, champagne flutes at the ready, and a soft-top convertible roof only for the rear passengers. The Mercedes Maybach G650 Landlet gets its power from a 6-liter twin-turbocharged V12 that pumps out 621 horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.9 seconds, which is impressive for a vehicle of its size and weight. Whether or not Drake actually owns it, the G650 Landlet fits so seamlessly into his world of excess and elegance that we're calling it, if he doesn't, he should. Number 6. Bentley Continental Super Sports Convertible. Time for a little fun fact. Did you know that Drake owns not just one, but 2 Bentleys? One of them is the Bentley Continental Super Sports Convertible. In the video for Started From the Bottom, Drake reflects on his early broke days as he is filmed wearing all white rapping next to an ice-white Bentley Continental GTC in the snow. But Jersey was wise enough not to get that particular type in real life and instead opted for the Super Sports version, which, at that time, was the fastest convertible Bentley had ever produced and could accelerate from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.9 seconds and eventually reach 202 miles per hour. Equipped with the 6-liter twin-turbo W12 engine, it delivers a massive 700 horsepower and 750 pound-feet of torque, making it the most powerful Bentley ever made. Visually, it's a gentleman's grand tourer with a wild side. Muscular lines, blacked-out trim, carbon fiber accents with an incredible stance. Top down, it's pure charisma. Inside, it's everything you'd expect from a car that costs as much as a luxury condo. Alcantara, diamond-stitched leather, and carbon fiber surfacing. It's all tailored, no fluff. Just Drake-level precision. Most importantly, it's black, which is so much easier to clean than the white he was rapping next to in the music video. Number 7. Mansory RollsRoyce Phantom. RollsRoyce still Uncle Phil. Drake raps on his song, Oh You Went. And he wasn't lying. In addition to this Phantom is a Wraith parked in his garage. Now, owning a Rolls-Royce Phantom is already peak luxury, but handing it over to Mansory, that's a different level. For those who don't know, Mansory is what happens when you tell your tailor, I like this suit, but can we make it ridiculous? And in this case, ridiculous means custom everything. Wide body kit, carbon fiber elements, unique two-tone paint, and a cabin so plush it probably writes your verses for you. Drake's roller is draped in a black and bushkin yellow color. According to Mansory, this color is named after the citron fruit, which is also known as Buddha's hand as a bushukan. In China, the fruit represents happiness, contentment, and a long life. In addition, it conveys the exclusive status of the car and comes complete with an OVO owl, the symbol of Jersey's Hendrix record label, instead of the retractable Spirit of Ecstasy. Under the hood sits a 6.75-liter V12 tuned by Mansory to produce even more torque and presence than the already imposing stock version. With an output up to 610 plus horsepower, 0 to 60 miles per hour drops from 5.1 seconds to 4.7 seconds. This is something only dreams can buy. Well, unless you're Drake, then it's parked in your garage. Yet across the garage sits something just as elite. Number 8. Mercedes Maybach S600 Pullman. The Mercedes Maybach S600 Pullman. Drake's Phantom may be dipped in bushican yellow and dripping in Mansory attitude, but luxury for the six god doesn't stop at British royalty. If you don't know what a S600 Pullman is, let Drake enlighten you. I just got the Mercedes Maybach Pullman. You never heard of it? You gotta hit up Google. So we did exactly that, and we were told that it was a 21-foot S-Class limousine powered by a 6-liter V12 engine, and that the Pullman version was 100 millimeters larger than the standard version, resulting in a tangible increase in interior room. And it cost $600,000. In the back are 2 executive seats that recline like business class, facing a partition you can tint at the push of a button if privacy suddenly becomes the vibe. Leather everywhere, ambient lighting that understands mood shifts, champagne fridge for, well, champagne poppy moments. The car is silent, smooth, and unbothered. Number 9. Ferrari LaFerrari. But just when you're getting comfy in the back of that Pullman, sipping champagne and vibing to Time Flies, Drake reminds us he also owns a Ferrari he's too busy to drive. And not just any Ferrari, but the Ferrari LaFerrari. With $3.8 million, Champagne Poppy joined the ranks of the 499 people who own this beauty in the whole wide world, which also includes Travis Scott's then-girlfriend Kylie Jenner, because only 499 units were ever produced. This isn't your regular supercar. It's a hybrid hypercar built for the gods of speed and the gods of flex. The LaFerrari combines a 6.3-liter V12 engine with an electric motor to produce a mind-bending 950 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. Translation, that's 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds and a top speed of 217 miles per hour. No cap. In the interior, pure performance art. No luxury fluff here. Just carbon fiber bucket seats molded to fit you like a tailored Italian suit, a squared-off F1 style steering wheel, and integrated shift lights, and a digital display that gives you lap time data like it's reading your mind. Alcantara and leather line the cockpit, but nothing distracts you from the main goal: domination. This isn't just a car, it's a Ferrari making a statement in all caps. And when you're Drake, the only thing louder than your engine is your legacy. Number 10. Devil 16. Last but by no means least is the Devil 16. Another does he or doesn't he own one entry. There's no paparazzi shot, no driveway cameo, just whispers, rumors, and one too many flexes that feel a little too on brand. This is the car you Google, then Google again just to make sure it's real. It looks like it escaped Area 51 with a V16 engine and a bad attitude. And somehow it found its way into Drake's orbit. Maybe, allegedly, probably. A little backstory. A while back, the Devil 16 was initially hyped as a 5,000 horsepower hypercar with a V16 engine, and although its production status is complex, a production version was revealed in 2017 with subsequent reports indicating that a car was delivered to a customer in 2021. Powered by a 12.3-liter quad-turbo V16, yes, you heard that right, the Devil 16 was built to make the rest of the hypercar world look like it's standing still. It claims a top speed of 348 miles per hour. Bugattis check their mirrors for this thing. And the design? Pure comic book villain energy. Low, wide, sharp enough to slice egos on sight. If this car pulled up behind you, you'd change lanes and reevaluate your life. Whether it's locked in one of Drake's garages or still being weaponized in a Dubai lab, the 16 is exactly the kind of chaos that fits his universe. Not just rare, not just fast, just extra, in the best way possible. And that will be all for today, folks. Drake's garage isn't just filled with rare cars, it's filled with declarations of status, of taste, of the kind of success you don't whisper about. From Bugattis that bend reality to off-roaders that laugh at pavement, every ride is curated like a platinum album. No skips, just flex. This isn't just a car collection, it's an empire on wheels. So now that we've taken the tour through the Six God stable, we want to hear from you. Which ride had you rethinking your savings account? And more importantly, whose garage should we pull up to next?